That's what I tried. I was like, let's see. Let's see what
I don't think so. Everything's pretty much done. Just do the meeting. I'm done. I'm like done now that we're yeah, thanks for everything.
who was the
before you start team stuff, I guess. Huh? Registration's tied over.
If you had arrived late and haven't voted, over here at the check-in table is the balance.
I'll wait till next
I mean,
Hunter's doing it? Attaboy, Hunter!
Hey, who is it? Doug and Troy?
Yeah. Andrew and Chris.
Chris, Andrew, Doug. This one's freaking out. I think just turn around. You turn around. At this time, we're gonna recap the team report, starting with the 19U. At this time, I have the 19U coaching staff and players. Please come up.
Everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tori Williams. I was the head coach of these lovely ladies this year. I want to start off by thanking a few people. Douglas and I wouldn't have been able to coach if it wasn't for Angie and several other moms taking care of our daughter during games, which was very helpful. And she seems a lot more well-behaved with them than she does with us, so that was awesome. Really, really appreciate that. It was so fun coaching these lovely ladies this year. I also want to thank Kelsey Greenhouse. She was our team mom, very helpful throughout the year, always got everything done, very responsive. I don't think that she's here tonight, but Sarah Westcott, the photographer, I want to thank her. She showed up to all of the events for the girls, takes wonderful pictures, and just really makes it such a cool experience. And so I think she gets underappreciated a little bit, and is always showing up for everybody. So thank you to Sarah. Thank you to the coaching staff, Doug, Andrew, who's not here, and Chris. I was very much although I was considered the head coach, very much a part-time coach. They did all of the heavy lifting. We're at all of the practices where I would consider myself more of a 0.5. So without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Specifically to Chris, and I feel like his entire family, they are second to none. I don't know anybody within the club, but I don't know everybody, but I don't know anybody within the club that puts in as much time and effort that Chris does. He's literally on one end of the state with the team and then traveling to the other end, so. I think it's a pretty selfless act when you can have somebody like Chris on your staff who they're willing to do whatever, whenever. And so I was extremely grateful to be able to work with Chris this year. And not to mention, we have a player that's not up here, but was a huge part of our team this year, and that was Cole. Cole. If Cole could stand up, where's Cole? He's not here. I wanted to embarrass him. Cole was wonderful. Thank you to Lori and Lori for letting Cole come out and practice with us. It's so much better to have a practice with 2 goalies versus 1, and so that was wonderful. I think the girls would probably take credit for Cole's success this year, but I'd say it could be the other way around. So thank you to all those people. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Thank you to my husband, who's also the assistant coach, and really took on the majority of things. That's all we talk about at home is hockey and winning strategies, and we're both uber competitive. And so I'm always really appreciative for his support and everything that he does. Although I would love to go over their amazing season and our record and all of that, I'm not going to, because I am uber competitive and I know there's a little thorn in our side. But I always think it's important that one game doesn't define our entire season, and these girls showed up day in and day out, practice, games, you name it. One thing that I thought was really cool this year was we actually had 2 of our seniors that have committed to play hockey past the high school level, and that's Lauren Mellon and Easton Wold. Fortunately for Doug and I, they both committed to different schools in Arizona, so we will be going to those games and traveling to watch hockey, not for vacation. But what I think is really cool about the recruiting process, and it says a lot about each and every one of these girls, not just Easton and Lauren, is that coaches are asking, obviously, what position they play, how they are on the ice, strengths, weaknesses, but ultimately at the end of the day, they're asking what kind of people they are, right? What kind of teammate is she? What kind of friend is she? How is she off the ice? And I can easily say for each and every one of these girls, they're amazing people, right? I think you as parents, especially the parents on the 19U team, you are such a pleasure to work with this year, and no drama, no anything, and I genuinely appreciate that as a coach. And so I want you to know that you all are raising amazing humans, and it was totally a game changer every single day. Going to practice, if I'm having a down day and I show up to practice, these girls totally light up your day. It says a lot. I think I get wrapped up sometimes in wins and losses and just focused on that competitive side, but these girls truly are great human beings, and I think that speaks volumes when it comes to them. So, thank you.
Thank you, Tori. At this time, could we have the junior golden coaching staff?
First day was 70 degrees.
First off, I'd like to start off by thanking some people in our club, exam drivers, schedulers, some concession, the board, the coaches, and all the parents for this club that all volunteer to make this club happen. Now I'd like to talk to you about this junior gold team. I thought overall the season was a good season for this team. We started our first league game in Crosby. We had a 1-0 lead after one. 2-1 lead after 2. They tied us up in the third, and they beat us in overtime. But as coaches afterward, we all sat and talked, and we thought, we have a team. We have a good team. It was their first time playing together, a lot of these kids, for quite a few years. Then we went on to a Bozeman tournament. We started out Bozeman tournament, first game of the Bozeman tournament. It was a little rough, but we got through it. Battled back the next game, won that game, took our next game, we were down 4-1 going into the third, and they battled back, tied it up 4-4, game tied in a tie. So that put us against the same team we played the first game of the tournament. We took them to a 2-1, and they took us to a 2-1 loss. But it showed a lot of heart compared to the first time we played them. I believe that game was a 7-2 hockey game. Then we started more league games before Christmas. Played Northwood, took care of business. Then we took Langdon. Ended up Langdon's number 2 team in the state when it was all said and done. Took care of business. Came back from break. We had to make a swing to the Grand Forks Fargo side. Didn't quite go the way we wanted to, but now we got to see every team in the league. When it was all said and done, us coaches all sat and talked again, and we thought, this team can beat anybody on any given night. Some of the highlights of us coaches for the year was military night and taking Grand Forks to overtime. The number 1 team in the state. And league champs and state champs. At state tournament, the boys drew Langdon, number 2 team in the state. Langdon ended up beating us 7-3. That put us into the consolation bracket. Then we played Northwood. We were down the whole game. Third period, we all come together again. We tied them up. We took them to overtime. Beat them. So that put us into, for 5th and 6th, we had Crosby. Hard fought game. They finally got one on us. They ended up beating us 1-0. But overall, they never gave up. Some of the things I'd like to recognize here is my seniors on this team. Cameron Maxwell. Matthew Walton, assistant captain. Cameron was a captain for us. And I'd like to also, the Zeus. I don't think he's here either. The rest of these kids are all sophomores, juniors, and a couple freshmen. I look at it, I think the future's bright for this club. Overall, the season ended with 5 wins, 19 losses, and 1 tie. I'd like to thank Dave and Spencer for all their time that they helped with me, putting in time. Spencer, especially breaking down some film, things like that. One other highlight I'd bring to the table is we were playing in our Winter Classic. We had to beat Northwood. We had to have a shutout. I thought overall, we go into the third period, it's a 0-0 hockey game. Matthew stood on his head for us that game. They ended up beating us 2-0, but we lost a key player, but he made her back before state. So I'd like to thank everybody again for what you do for this club and look forward to next season. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard Minot was or someone was coming. And they got food or something. Yeah, that's right. Good job, Spencer. Whatever I can do.
At this time, I'd ask the Bantam team and coaches please come to the stage.
Save it off.
Like that? Oh my God. Oh my God, dude, you're so good.
That's so great, dude.
So, for everybody that doesn't know me, my name is Tim. I'm coaching these guys this year. So, a couple people I want to thank is Lori and Kimmy. Lori for always bringing snacks and drinks for these guys at game day. Kimmy, she handled a lot of our, I can't think of the word now.
Team mom.
Yeah, she's our team mom, getting all these guys swag and all that for the year, so that was fun. I'm going to keep it short. 2 weekends that really stuck out to me this year was our tournaments in Brandon and War Road. We played a level above our competition level, and they handled themselves very well, competitive throughout the whole thing. Won some games in Brandon. I know the year didn't end quite the way we wanted to. We got 6th at state, but for you guys, I'd say use it as motivation and build on it for next year. Hopefully I see some of you guys come back next year. So that's all I got. Good luck. Going to your goal, high school, whatever you guys do. Oh, what were you even doing?
He was part of the team mentally.
Oh, I got something for you guys though. I'll bring it over.
This time, I'd like to call 12 you girls to the stage. Where's Andrew? I'll start off with my thank yous. This was probably the most depth I've ever had on my roster. I had 5 coaches. We all definitely helped each other get better throughout the year. So I'd like to thank Keith Norbert to build on what Tori said about Chris. We don't have a guy in any club that does as much as Chris what he does. I personally witnessed it where he comes from Rory Esteban, came all the way down to Bismarck, I think. Yeah. I mean, that's 4 hours at least in the car for one of our 12U games. Matt Beard, Andy Eisenshank, and Sheridan Johnson. So thank you guys for all that this year. My locker room monitors, Robin Schmidt, Allison Kendrick, Katie Kendrick, Amanda Eisenshank. They contain the chaos in the locker room and stop them from doing so many TikTok dances. The ZAM drivers, they make our lives way easier with the amount of work that they put in. Thankless countless hours. Nikki Irwin, who always answered when I called change of practice time, at a game, at a tournament. And then Brian Smith, the hockey director, and the board directors. And last but not least, my team mom, Brittany, who does all the things that I don't want to do throughout the season, including all the team dinners, all the team functions, dealing with the girls not having the mental strength to do. So, on to our season, we finished with a record of 17, 14, and 2, with my hockey rankings of 87.44. That's 56 out of 129 Mid Dakota 12 teams. And we finished 6 out of 14 North Dakota 12 teams. Our leading scorers this year were Zoe Kendrick with 42 goals and 13 assists for 55 points. Natalie Norbeck, 12 goals and 9 assists for 21 points. then we had a tie with Devin Schaff and Brinley Seed. Devin had 9 goals and 7 assists for 16 points. Brinley had 5 goals, 11 assists for 16 points. Rockstar 7-year goalie. I made her the goalie last year because I had no other choice. Pretty much didn't have a choice this year either. Neither did her parents. She finished obviously 17 wins, 14 losses, and 2 ties with 4 shutouts. 90.4 save percentage with a 2 goals against average. And she saved 763 saves on 844 shots and 1,450 minutes played. Annual highlights, we were in tournament Regina in December. We made it. We had a tough loss against Lumsden. We lost 5-2 that game, I think. That was the game to go to the championship. We ended up playing Regina the next day. But build on that, we played Lumsden in our Rough Rider Winter Classic, and we played them to a 1-1 tie. And it was probably the most competitive hockey game I've ever seen. It was a lot of fun to watch. And then at the Capitals Cup in Bismarck, we played Hazen, and we just couldn't get over the hump to win the championship on that one either. But we ended up taking 6 out of 14 teams at the state tournament. And I hope these girls continue to grow throughout the year. They were a lot of fun to watch, and they worked their butts off all season. I think at one point I had 5 players on the ice, and they all battled through the flu, COVID, whatever came out. So thank you, girls, for all your hard work.
Girls. Oh, we have fun.
Yeah, let's start.
Andrew.
We're supposed to be in this too.
Andrew, over here for a picture, please.
Something like that.
At this time, I'd like to ask the PEB and coaching staff to the stage, please.
Every year. Right?
There's 5. There's 5.
This is pretty much how every game was, too. All 5 of them. Alright, so this was a season I don't think this team will probably ever forget. We had a relatively young Pee Wee team this year with all but 2 of our players being first-year Pee Wees and all sorts of different backgrounds in the game. And I'll get to our season, but first I want to highlight our staff. Our team manager, Kayla Grace, thought through all kinds of details, took care of everything off the ice so that our coaching staff could focus on preparation and development and strategy and all that. Then we had Mason Wolin. Is Mason here? Mason was our student coach. He brought all of his playing and officiating experience to our team. And he made the long drives to all the away games, or as many away games as he could. And I can't thank him enough for truly making an impact on this team. And I just can't wait to see how he continues to develop as a coach and as a ref as the years go on. Then Trevor Ewing and Drew Grace. I have so much respect for both of these gentlemen. They didn't grow up around hockey, but they chose this year to lace up skates and get out there with us. And really can't thank you guys enough for everything you put forth to help this team develop. Last year, these players were spread across 4 different teams. And so from Squirt C to B to B1 to Pee Wee B, and so we had about half of this year's team that had literally never played together before. And so it took a few games to kind of find our groove. But once we found it, this team became an absolute force. And so the tournaments were fun. They were not exactly our strong suit, but league play was where we really put our real focus in this season. And so out of 22 league games, we went 12-10 with some really good parity amongst most of the teams in the league. And so with that came some hard-fought wins. Many games that we lost were lost by like 1 or 2 goals. And we had 2 games going to 3-on-3 overtime. One was a win, one was a loss. And honestly, that's the kind of record I wanted to see this season, as I believe that kind of competition really creates resilient hockey players who know what it means to dig for it. And so, I mean, like, beating a weaker team 10-0 is fun for about 5 minutes. But when you grind out a win against a team from Bismarck that beat your wheels off when you were squirts, that hits different, doesn't it, guys? And so, I think the game that showed this team's tenacity above anything else was when we were playing a team from Dickinson that eventually went on to the state championship game. And before the game even started, our goalie Peyton took a puck to the side of the head, right in the ear hole, and rung his bell. So we put him through all the concussion testing, and he passed that. He was adamant about playing. We were already missing 2 players who were out of town, and so we had our work cut out for us against a strong team. And so these boys understood the assignment. And from the first puck drop, it was keep every shooting lane away from our goalie because we don't know how much he can take. And so, but from that first puck drop, these guys set a pace that was way too fast for Dickinson to keep up with. We got a 2-goal lead in the first 5 minutes of the game, and looked like we had pretty good control of that game until the end of the first period. And so our goalie was starting to feel the effects of that puck to the melon. And then one of our leading goal scorers took 1 too many penalties in the first period, so he had to exit the game. And so with still 2 periods left in that game, we had some strategic decisions that we had to make. And so I called over to Tatum Barlow, and I was like, hey Tatum, have you ever wondered what it would be like to play goalie? And he looks at me and he goes, Coach, I thought you'd never ask. And so Chris Lundeen is being the theme of everyone's thinking Chris. Chris took him back and found some goalie pads for him that were about 3 sizes too small. And Tatum took the crease. And so we hit the second period against one of the top teams in the state. We were up 2-0 at that point with a young man who had never wore goalie equipment before and like 7 skaters. I'll spare you the suspense. We didn't end up winning that game. But we only lost it by 1 goal. I think Tatum took 21 saves in that game. And that it was games like that when we were missing players that set the tone for when our entire team was there. And so I think the thing that just shined the most at these guys this season was their resiliency. And looking at this team, the main thought that just ran through my head all season long was if you want to see athletes grow in leaps and bounds, it happens when you stop telling them how far they have to go and you start celebrating how far they've come. And this is a team that has come super far. And so, thank you guys for putting in the work. And let's do it again next year, huh?
At this time, I'd like to call the Pee-wee 18 and coaching staff.
20 minutes, Hunter. That's all you get. 20 minutes.
20 seconds.
20 minutes.
My name is Hunter Irwin. I was the assistant coach. Aaron was our head coach. Thank yous to Corey for stepping in there at the end. Brian, start. Yeah, we had a lot of fun this year. A lot of ups and downs. Season didn't go out. We head out in silver bracket. Finished second. 2 weekends that stuck out with me were the Winter Classic. Waking up at 7 a.m. Meeting Dickinson to go to the championship. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, took second at state. First game, beat Jamestown. Haven't seen that team ever. Beat them. I think we were all excited. We all got to go to the Sioux game. So woke up the next morning, lost to Mandan, then played Bismarck later that evening. Woke up the next morning to go to the championship, had to beat Mandan again, beat them, crushed them, dominated that whole game. Zach played out of his mind. Went to play Grand Forks in championship, had our hands full. I think these boys stood out. They held their own, for sure. The Grand Forks team was very good. Other than that, we had a lot of fun. That's all I got, really. I'd like to thank Jennifer, our team manager, locker room monitor, stepping in, always kind of crazy, and girl. Alright, that's all I got.
Say? I'll go for 10 seconds.
Team U girls and coaching staff.
I'd like to start out by saying thanks to the assistant coaches who couldn't make it today. Coach Charlotte, Coach Amanda, and Maddie, our team mom. Been able to do it without those guys. A lot of behind the scenes work there. I'd like to thank the parents for getting the girls to all the games and practices. The club for allowing me to coach this great group of girls. And lastly, the 10 new girls being a great group to coach. At the start of the season, we had a wide range of experience with only 5 girls returning from last year's team and 8 who were either first-year skaters on the team or coming up from 8U. What stood out right away was their willingness to learn and be part of a team. Over the season, their growth had been incredible, not just in their skills, but in their confidence, attitude, and teamwork. A highlight of the year was traveling to Mandan in January and winning 3-2 against a very strong Mandan team. After losing losing by 14 to them in November in our first game of the season. Every one of the girls played their best game of the season and played as a team. This just shows how much the team always kept a positive attitude and always worked hard no matter what the score of the previous matchup was. They learned to support each other, work together, and most importantly, have fun. It's been really rewarding to coach this team and watch them grow into the group they are today. From players scoring their first goal, to winning their first game, to stepping into different positions and embracing every new challenge along the way. I'm really proud of each and every one of them and excited to see what the future holds for this group of girls.
I would like to remind everybody we have committee sign-ups over here. Everything that we do for these kids is based off volunteers. So I encourage anyone or everyone to go over here and sign up for a committee. Squirt B1 to the stage, please.
Good evening. So John said I only have 3 minutes, but he has no idea how motivated I just got a couple minutes ago.
Leo said you look like Donald Trump when I gave him a fist bump. And so I think I'm just going to go completely off script at this point. Completely. Okay, this is my little crew up here. There's a few of them, so I'll just run down through some names. But we had Jace Bell. Jace is over there. Jace on the far side. David Delgado's not here tonight. Jackson Graham. Jeter Johnsrud. Easton Drunkard. Where's Easton? What's going on here? We're going to skate him. Okay, Archer Metzger. There, buddy. Jacob Warbeck. Cam Samuelson. Leo Samuelson. Eli Thornock, not here tonight. And Jensen Wold. What's going on? These guys know I have very strict policies on attendance. And Riker Monday. Thank you, Riker. So they're all going to get skated next time that I see them because they didn't show up. So, all right. This season, I had an assistant coach, Chris Johnsrud. I'd like to say thanks. Just shout out every previous thanks. I got the same thanks. Mine's to Team on Keisha. And the support of Hallie when we're smiling. And then Cody Netzger deserves a shout out. He's not here tonight, but he did a great job being locker room mother. So we did this season. We had a 32% win percentage, which by the sounds of it doesn't sound that great. But we had 8 wins, 2 ties, 18 losses. But that's not that big a deal. We don't worry about that much. We're more just developing. So, but our tournament results were pretty good. So our first tournament was early December. We made the championship game. We took second place in a hard battle against Hazen. They ended up messing us in the third. But it was a great game, right? The next weekend we played our Winter Classic, and I think Jamie wanted us to have the toughest tournament path to the championship that we could possibly have. And we proved it. But we dropped all 3 pool games, and we ended up winning our last one against Minot, but I think every team in our pool could have won the tournament. So that was a fun weekend. In the beginning of January, we went to World, which that was pretty incredible. If you don't know anything about World, I highly suggest looking up and doing some research. Pretty interesting club. We should model it. But we lost in the semifinals in a shootout, and we ended up taking 3rd place, beating a team from Indianapolis. So it was a great time. Everybody had fun, enjoyed it. The kids played hard. At the end of January, we went to the Capitals Cup. This was quite the tournament. We played Regina, and we beat them with 8 skaters. So that was quite the effort. Everybody was pretty gassed. And if you were there, you would have seen Regina. Regina decided that squirts is all out hitting in the 3rd period, and that was the only way they were going to beat us. So, but we battled through, got very physical, and we got it done. The rest of the weekend, we did pick up another skater. Thanks, Colin, for breaking down on the way and making that happen and getting to us, though, putting that extra effort in. But we picked up Jace, and we made it to the semifinals and ran into Dickinson. And it's up and down at the Squirt B1 level, so you can run into all kinds of talent. They're a great team. Ended up dropping there, but we finished the weekend just absolutely gassed. I think we had to play 5 games and took 4th place. But every tournament we were able to play super tough teams, which is what you want. And we played it most of the time really tightly, so that was really good. So every one of these players, I think, has improved immensely this season. They show up with a tremendous attitude, ready to work every day, and it will show up as they continue to develop. So this is my little note to the players. There's no replacement for hard work. Work hard this offseason, shooting pucks, playing other sports. And I guarantee you will continue to be a force every season. So, great job. Thank you. Separation, Steve. Let's go.
Could we have Squirt B to the stage, please.
All right. Third time I'm here. First time I actually have to talk. So, bear with me. Why are you guys hiding behind me? All right. So I'll talk a little bit about the team and then do some things. So just to name everybody off, we don't have a big group that's here, but we had 15 on the team. 4 of them were one age, 3 of them moved up to Pee Wees, so we had a lot of youth on our team. We had 2 brand new players, and here's our team was Jesse Bailey, Tucker Charlton, Steven Chavez, Merritt Kuhn, Calvin Cottrell, Ethan DeWitt, Gabe Eisenschenk, Dax LeClaire, Henry Lundeen, Jamison Metcalf, Braxton Rovick, Theo Sweet, Zayden Tolbert, Gerardo Vasquez Haro, and Carter Zenzen. It was a challenging but rewarding year. Like I said, we were a very young team. We had over a month and a half of practices before we even got to our first games, which led to some lack of focus sometimes during practice. But once we finally got to those games, it was a tournament down in Rapid City, and we came away with the win and the championship in the tournament. So that was excellent to see. We were in the championship game, and we were down 4-0 at one point in time, and managed to battle back and win that game. So I was extremely proud of the boys and the effort that they put in. However, the sport age landscape in North Dakota hockey has changed a lot in just the past few years with the advent of the C-level teams. So this has led to a lot of the bigger cities B teams being closer to the old B1 level. And with the youth and the youngness and the inexperience of our team, it led to a lot of challenging games for them. Every time we went, we played a Bismarck or a Minot, Mandan, even Williston. You could tell that the knowledge that they had was just more than we had. But to these guys' credit, they went out there and they battled their butts off, no matter what the score was. And that was always the message to them, is most common thing that they heard me say is go out there and work hard and have fun, right? Yeah. And we'd always go out, we'd do 3 points of a game. After the game was done, we would talk about how did we do hitting those 3 points, and it was great to go in the locker room after one of those tough games and everybody's spirits are high and just they had fun and they learned. And it's important to go through some of those struggles at this age to understand what it takes to win at the older ages. Let's see. One other thing that we really talked about is being good not only to themselves but to their teammates. How to be a good teammate, how to stand with your teammate when you saw that they made a mistake instead of getting after them about it, just picking them up when they get back to the bench. And saw a huge amount of improvement there too. And lastly is individual skills, right? There are so many components to hockey that start before you even get to the skill work. So individually, everyone on the team grew as a player. We had 2 players that played goalie for us this year, Gabe and Dax, and both of them, they did everything they could to stop those pucks. Sometimes I think Dax wanted to get maybe another game or two in sometimes, but you know, they did fantastic. They battled and they didn't let what was maybe going on in the scoreboard get in their head. They just got in there and they went for that next puck. We finished with a 6-19 record, but overall, I'm super proud of how they played and how they progressed as the year went on. Thanks to all the player parents and families. They couldn't do what they do. We can't do what we do without your guys' support. You know, always being there, getting your kids to practices, getting your kids to games. We had some early morning games. As the year goes on, you can feel that, oh man, hockey. And to you guys' credit, those kids were there and they were ready to go all season long. My assistants, Emily, Andy, Tyrell, Zach, and Cole. I saw Cole sneak in somewhere. He was our student coach for the year. Over there. All right. He worked with our goalies too. He's the one of the Bantam goalies, and he was out there working with our goalies, allowing them to get better. And it was almost like having a bonus goalie practice on top of the regular goalie practice. So thank you all for all the work that you put in and the support and the allowing me to vent at times when it was needed. Squirt B1 Coach Keith, BWB Coach Sean, the girls 10U Coach Jaden, and all their assistant coaches and players that we practiced with during the week. We had 3 practices in the week, and all 3 we were skating with another team. So that takes a lot of coordination, a lot of trying to figure stuff out. And you know, we got to do a lot of power skating with the Squirt B1 and with the girls 10U. And that allowed for some, you know, competitive stuff. At Squirt, you're always telling them, hey, focus on what you're doing. But every time you watch them go down on a rep, they're looking over at what the guy next to them is doing. They want to beat them or something like that. So, you know, that just opened up another avenue of challenge. And then with the Pee-wees, we got to have a few practices where they got to challenge some of the Pee-wee kids a little bit more, and that gave them a little bit more drive in those practices, and showed them too that, hey, I get bumped by a kid that's like 2 feet bigger than me, and I'm fine. So they were a little bit more confident the next time we had a squirt game. My team parents, Brittany, Amy, and Kevin, appreciate everything that you guys did, keeping the locker rooms going, keeping team activities going. You know, all those things contribute to a positive season and the kids wanting to be back the next year. Anybody else that was a locker room monitor for us, all the families that worked dibs and boxes, the Winter Classic, that can't happen without a lot of people pitching in and helping, so thank you to them. Our hockey director, Brian, I had to go to him for a few different issues throughout the year. It doesn't matter how experienced you get at coaching, there is always something that comes up that you have no idea how to handle. So it was extremely nice having him as a resource to help me out. Our ref coordinator, Aaron, and all the refs that we had. I'm not usually too tough on the refs, but every now and then I have to say something, so I appreciate everybody that stuck with it this year reffing. Our SAM drivers, can't do much without clean ice. Our registrar, Lori, I know she goes through a lot to get our teams okayed at the sport level because of some of the move-ups and things. And our scheduler, Nikki, we had a couple different things pop up over the season, and I appreciate everything that you guys did. Dave's not here anymore, but I wanted to give him a shout out too on his NDHA Hall of Fame induction. This year. He's meant a lot to the program and continues to, as you saw him up here with the junior gold. So there are countless coaches and players and everybody that learned from him, and it's great to see all that trickle down. So I think that's about all that I have. So, you got anything? Okay. All right. Thank you. Good job, guys. Do something hockey this summer.
Last call for voting. We got about 10 minutes left. Can I have 8 UN coaches to the stage, please?
Oh, get up here. So this year, I guess Preston Stearns was the director. This year, when he was unable to be here, AU was broken into AU Black and AU Red. We practiced as a team the entire time.
Louder, Kai.
What?
Louder. We can't hear you. Talk into the microphone.
Oh, there
you go.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, so this is our AU team. It was broken down into AU Black and AU Red, but we had the same practice schedule. We had a great group of coaches. Preston Stearns was the director, Jamal Wold, Emily LeClaire, and then Dustin Newman, Zach Terrell, and Kevin LeClaire were also at a bunch of practices. So thank you guys. It was a good group of coaches. Everyone got along, everyone supported each other, and it made for a fun year. Thanks to the players for always having a good attitude. It made the practice always a lot of fun to show up to and coach. Thanks to all the parents, all the managers, the SAM drivers, everyone who always showed up and moved bulwarks and did stuff on game nights Thursday. That was super helpful. And the guys who took us did the clock too. That was great. Yeah, the kids had a great year. They won a lot of games, but most importantly, they improved a lot. They grew as players and grew a lot as teammates and being good sports and developing those qualities, which I think is the most important at this level. So, yeah, thanks again for making fun of you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, at this time we have the LTS, LTP coaches.
So I have nothing prepared because I found out I was the one that had to do this 15 minutes ago. This is just a small number of the kids that we have in the Learn to Skate program this year. I would say on average we have 30-ish or so kids at every practice. It was a lot of fun to watch these kids improve through the year. Some of these kids, it was their first year skating, and so just seeing the progress through the year was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was just a good year, and I hope all of them work through the year or through the summer practice so that next year you guys can have another good year. Thanks.
Can I announce that? How many got 6 minutes?
You can close your remarks, John.
No, that's after the election.
Do what? No, they didn't mean it.
Well, we're seeing on our end with electronic voting that there's 4 ballots that are open that have yet to be submitted. You've got about 5 minutes.
No exceptions. No substitutions, sorry. No additions, this is not a restaurant.
No, I didn't.
What? Move.
Go ahead. Here, give me the.
Ballots are in. Voting has closed. Can I get everyone's attention, please? So this year, we're going to have 2 nominees that will receive 4-year terms and 2 that will receive 3-year terms. That's just for this year only, so that we can give them a year, or was it by a 2-3-2 rotation moving forward. Cody Metzger will receive a 4-year term. Sam Keinholz will receive a 4-year term. Brittany Speak will receive a 3-year term. And Chris Johnsrud will receive a 3-year term. So with my closing remarks, I don't have a speech or anything really put together. I would just like to say thank you to everyone. It's been 2 long years of representing the club as the president. I've been grateful. I've learned a lot. There's been a lot of challenges, and I think collectively we've worked together, and at the end of the day I can say that we've left this that we're moving forward. We will be be going high school hockey this next year. Boys and girls, high school hockey, that to me is one of the greatest things that I'm the most proud of. I look back, there was a picture of Obama when he started his term, and then 8 years later, and the amount of gray hair that he had, I can definitely relate, because looking back 2 years ago, I don't think I had any gray in my beard. Like I said, at the end of the day, I thank everyone. This is about the kids, and I'm grateful for the legacy that this club has instilled over the last 40 years. I'd like to thank Brian for everything that he's done. Just look forward to, I don't know, this high school hockey thing. I know it's some people, question it. I can say, looking at it, it's going to be a step in the right direction to make us more competitive and put Western North Dakota on the map when it comes to high school hockey. We have a motion to adjourn. My wife knows it. Do we have a second? Ty seconds. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
How did the new board members come up?
Oh. I need the new board members to stay. Business starts now.
Hey, can we just start carrying
When's high school hockey start then? Well, I know that. But when's Star allowed to practice? Let's get going. So high school is the same way?
Jennifer,
yeah, but you can't do anything before or get that's yeah, you can't work. Well, who's the coach going to be? Is it all going to be through the high school then? So the high school will put out something? It's called not our problem. I know, that was the whole point. But, yeah. It'll be some fat bald guy that's never watched a hockey game in his life.
Brittany. Here's your girl.
Your child is here too.
No, the freaking kid kicked out on the road the other day between the freaking school and the daycare or whatever. And I'm like, leave it there, we'll come back and grab it. No, we gotta take it home. Shit. It's like, dude.
Well, it's been a pleasure serving with you. I'm just happy to pass the torch. You never have hardly deleted in my group.
Fill in your number.
Backed out, huh? Tell her to come pick up her meds.
I cleaned up the AU mess and
Clean up the top of your meds.
no, it wasn't even mine. I don't know if I've all year.
Chris, Cody. Dude, I would have rather not have thermal Good blessing. Hey. What are you doing, Mr. Board Member? You and Cody. Cody got a 4-year sentence and you got a 3-year sentence. Is it no joke? When I need, you're going to have to do some damage. Because this is only elect officers, so you can do it.
Said me.
Well, you either, like, if you want to be president, you nominate yourself to be president, and then, or whatever you want to do.
Thank you, Natalie.
Did you read my
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
I thought Cody was with you.
You guys just doing a quick.
You work for a different company, bro.
Alright, well, Jamie's going to call you, and I'll call her next year. Alright. My last piece of the round table is baby. Me and Sam, we've worked so well together.
Sam, you taking notes for this one? Your last time?
I know that plot for my burgers in there, so.
All you have to do is.
I know. Oh, I'm staying for this. I'm enjoying the last week. Take your lap, baby.
Hey, I'll call Cody.
No, you call John Drew. I'm gonna call.
You just got John Drew.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
So I don't want to talk to him anymore. We're going to be in a public meeting, Dylan.
Oh, hey. You have a 4-year sentence as being on the board.
Okay,
So
put
you're,
yourself on mute and just
we're
listen
in
once we get the
a
meeting started.
we're in a meeting right now, and we're going to vote for offices.
Yeah.
You can nominate yourself to be in an office position, and then your peers will vote yea or nay.
That was green bad.
Yeah, it's Sam, John Drew, and Brittany nominated because they all got sentences too. Alright, so if you want to just mute, and then you can nominate as we get the meeting going.
Hey, mute your phone so you don't get background noise.
Alright, calling the meeting to order. 7:37.
Sam, you taking notes?
Yeah.
Do we have any nominations for president?
I nominate Cody Metzger.
Cody, you've been nominated for president by Brittany. Any other nominees?
I nominate Jamie Junker.
James Leo has been nominated. Any other nominees? Yeah, roll call for Cody. Yay? Nay?
Nay.
Yay or nay for Cody?
Okay. Cody. Cody, can you hear me? Okay, you're now the president. Yeah, it works like that. Yep. Okay. Cody's president. The treasurer second? Huh? Oh, VP. Do we have any nominations for vice president? What?
Nominations for VP. No.
Okay. Cody, do you want to nominate anyone other than Jamie for VP? He was decent at it the last couple of years. Okay. There's no other nominations? Landslide. Jamie.
Good job, Jamie.
Keeping the train rolling.
Sure, we can go treasurer. That's fine.
Okay. Do we have any nominees for treasurer?
I nominate Spencer.
Wait, who else is doing treasurer last year?
We got Sam as a nominee for treasurer.
Spencer.
And Spencer as well.
He's good with numbers.
Do you have any nominees?
Cody, do you have anyone you want to nominate for treasurer?
I nominate Sam. She doesn't know.
Man, she's getting all the nominations. Okay, so it's Sam and Spencer. Okay, roll call. Cody votes for Sam. Brittany?
I know, I just nominated her, but she just told me she didn't want to.
Okay, so you said no.
Sorry, Sam.
Do you nominate yourself, or do you say yes for yourself to be treasurer? Sure. Okay.
Spencer.
Spencer?
You don't want it? Okay, Spencer for me. Sam doesn't want it, Chris, so.
So the only person Spencer.
Yeah, she's been nominated, you can still vote for her.
I mean, I could have too, so I didn't want to be that person that's like, hey, it's
Spencer's fine if she doesn't want it.
Okay. He's got Spencer.
Spencer, I'm the treasurer.
If I'm getting the fleece on cheap.
I hope you have an extra like 30 hours a week to do with that.
Secretary. We have nominations for secretary.
nominate Sam instead.
I will too.
Okay, we have, Sam's been nominated for secretary. Do you want to nominate Brittany or anyone?
Sam's been nominated for secretary.
Cody, do you have any nominees for secretary?
I would say Brittany. Who's been nominated so far?
Brittany and Sam. They have better handwriting than the other four or five.
Probably have the best handwriting.
Okay, we got those two.
Okay. Roll call for Brittany.
What did he say?
I feel bad saying
Roll call
name
for
and
Brittany.
name.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a complicated vote.
It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, I'll get you kind of.
Is it the new way?
I am, because I know how much work it is.
So whoever you don't vote for, you think the other ones are harder work.
Yeah, we'll take it that way. We'll be offended either way.
That's fine. I'm good at that. We'll go with.
Okay, it's 3-1 in favor of Sam. So which one do you want?
Am I the last one?
No.
Nope. You need Cody.
I mean, we'll see. I guess it doesn't matter. But both get good. I'll go Brittany.
Okay, I'll take Sam.
Okay, Cody, it's up to you to just.
Sam's got 4. That's it.
Oh, is that okay? Never mind.
There we go.
Okay, Cody. Sam's your treasurer
Secretary.
or secretary. So,
Okay, Sam's got secretary.
Cody, president, Jamie, VP, Sam, secretary, and Spencer, treasurer. And then I'll email this out tomorrow. And then I'll get all the emails on the email.
You can get it on the website.
I'm done. So did I go to secretary then? Yeah, I have to get all
all right, Cody, I'll get up with you for
Okay.
We just call you Sam.
motion that your CIA protection here
Next
for
meeting.
too long.
And oh yeah, next meeting date.
The 14th.
All right, buddy.
Wait.
Wait, we gotta get.
Wait.
Next meeting date is April
14th.
14th at 6.
Now that Lisa's not on the board, you gotta do 5:30.
We need a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Hey,
It's been a
peace
pleasure.
out, Cub Scout.
Thanks for all your effort, ladies and gentlemen.
Somebody stop the video.